We're rolling. Hi and good afternoon. Actually, hold on. I need this. Hello and good afternoon. My name is Joshua Whitman. I work at the Altavia Fountain Public Library as the Experiential Learning Coordinator. And to my left, your right is...
Meredith Lorenz. I'm the Programs Coordinator here at the Community Pantry.
So we are at the Community Pantry, and today we're going to be doing a cooking demonstration for stuffed bell peppers called Gemista. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly because it's a Greek-inspired cuisine dish. It's usually stuffed tomatoes, but we're going to be doing bell peppers today. Or you can also substitute it for some other type of vegetables. Before we begin, Meredith, would you like to briefly go over some of your culinary experience?
Sure. So I just moved to Gallup in March of 2021. Before that, I was on the East Coast working as a chef in various places, but my last place was Washington, D.C. I worked for Jose Andres at his mini bar restaurant, 2 Michelin star mini bar restaurant. So I came here really excited to work at the pantry in food security and to help get people more access to our kitchen here that we rent out to the public.
So yeah, as far as me, you see me doing a few cooking demonstrations for the library, but professionally speaking, I have zero cooking experience. I did take culinary in high school, so we'll see if that helps me today. But if you have any questions for both Meredith or myself, feel free to leave them in the Facebook comments using the hashtag #CookTheBookChallenge. And then we'll go ahead and take a look at those questions toward the end of our live stream. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with our cooking demonstration. So for those of you that have seen this before today, we do have the recipes available through our curbside services. So if you'd like to do this at home, you're more than welcome to do that. Before we actually get started too, today's cooking demonstration is inspired by sea salt and honey, which is available through our library for checkout services. It's all Greek-inspired dishes, so we're gonna go ahead and get started with that. So Meredith, would you like to get started and cook our quinoa?
Absolutely.
We're gonna be using quinoa instead of rice today. And while you do that, I am going to get one of our spice recipes going. It's a Burberry spice blend, and it comprises of a few spices. So some of these spices aren't readily available in our community because, like I said, this is Greek-inspired recipe. So instead, we're going to use some alternatives and substitutions. Let's see. So first off, we're gonna get some cumin, if I can find which one it is. Okay, so we're gonna grab some cumin, and we're gonna measure about 2 teaspoons of this. Teaspoons, where are you, teaspoons? And you want to make sure it's kind of somewhat leveled off in the spoon itself. And then the recipe calls for brown fenugreek. Instead, we are going to be using some ground mustard. You can use mustard seeds if you would like to for this too as well. And we're going to measure out 4 teaspoons for this. And the recipe does call for some ground nigella. Not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. We are going to substitute this one as well for some ground nutmeg. And we are going to measure out 1 teaspoon. And up next we have some ground black cardamom. Again, this is one of those things that we don't have, so we're gonna do some garlic powder instead. And it's gonna be 1 teaspoon as well. And here we have some more familiar spices. We're gonna use some paprika. And it's 3 teaspoons of paprika. Actually, one of our ingredients, I messed that up. You're still gonna do 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, but I believe the nigella we're substituting for sesame seeds. And it's the same measurement, 1 teaspoon. And then we also need some cayenne pepper. We use 3 teaspoons of cayenne pepper. It's gonna be a little spicy, but that's okay. If we can handle green chili, we can handle the spice. Or at least I can't handle green chili, so. And last but not least, our final ingredient for this Burberry spice is some sea salt flakes. But if you don't have sea salt flakes, we can always use some kosher salt too. Okay. And then you're gonna give that a nice stir. Combine all the spices together. Okay. Now we're gonna go ahead and measure out a 1/2 cup of olive oil. And we are using some extra virgin olive oil for this. Yep. Would you like to go ahead and add that to our saute pan, Meredith?
Absolutely. The spices first, huh?
Yes, we're gonna add 2 teaspoons of our Burberry spice mix into our saute pan.
Okay. Right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Alright, and I misplaced the chili powder. I don't think I purchased it. I don't think so.
Chili powder. Okay. It'll still be good. You guys still got paprika in there and cayenne pepper, right?
Yeah. So up next, we're gonna add our mushrooms too. And I'm consoling. Or cayenne pepper. That's right. I substituted it for cayenne pepper. All right, so we gotta cut up our mushrooms.
Kind of blooming the spices.
And technically speaking, what is the difference between chopped and sliced?
Good question. I think that chopped is more of just like smaller pieces, and you don't really have to worry about the size. It's just kind of like chopped. Whereas sliced is more of, I can actually just show you what I think. Sliced is more of like that type of thing. You know? Maybe like the long way instead of the short way.
So I know I'm doing my version of chopped mushrooms, but do you have a preferred way of doing this?
Yeah, sometimes, depending on what the stems look like this one for example, if they kind of look, not so good, I'll take the stem out and just use this part. You can also absolutely eat the stem, but sometimes like this part, maybe we don't quite want to use that. We can just slice that. And then I would come through and if you want these to be pretty small, I would honestly just do what you're doing. This. And like that. It's perfect. And then the stems like this are really good if you wanted to make like a vegetarian stock. Or you do something like that to get the flavor out of it still. It's awesome.
And if you would like to add some of our chopped mushrooms to the saute pan, I'm gonna work on our spinach here. And we mainly just want the leaf part, so we're gonna get rid of as much as the stems as possible.
And we do have a big composting thing here, so make sure you save your stems and we'll put it back into the earth.
Nice.
Right. Add these.
And then we'll also add the spinach leaves to the saute pan too.
Okay. Is there salt in this?
Oh yes, there is some
okay.
salt. Should have had this spinach plucked in the first place. But we're gonna use a whole thing of spinach. Great. Got all the spinach done.
Nice.
So we can actually add this to the pan too as well.
Sure.
Go ahead and let that cook. And then when the spinach starts to wilt a little bit, we're gonna go ahead and add another teaspoon of kosher salt to it too as well.
Sure. Oil looks so beautiful with the spices in it. It's like a nice orangey color.
That's really nice. And when you cook the quinoa, make sure you follow the instructions. It should, once you bring it to a boil, it should be fully cooked in about 15 to 20 minutes. And then we're gonna go ahead and cook the spinach and mushroom for about 10 minutes. And then once that's done, we can go ahead and put it in this bowl.
Okay.
Then we'll go jump into the next part. Go ahead and open this up. Yeah, we're using some ground turkey today.
Ground turkey is really nice because you can really add a lot of flavor to it. It's something that doesn't have a lot of flavor to begin with, so anything that you put into it, it really sucks it up. It's kind of like working with like a blank page of paper or something.
And we're also going to be adding some garlic too to this. So I took off most of the skin that we don't need. I'm going to use about 3 little cloves for this. But the spinach should be ready in about, like I said, 10-ish minutes. And once we got that situated, we're going to go ahead and add it to a bowl. Because we're going to use the same pan to cook the next part of our stuffed peppers.
Cool. Should we do the peppers?
Yeah.
And plate them out a little bit? Or?
So like I mentioned, we are using some peppers. So we have a wide variety of different colors today. And if anyone has a favorite color of bell pepper, let us know in the comments below. I myself prefer red bell peppers.
I like red peppers. Those are my favorite. When I was little, I used to eat a pepper just kind of like an apple. I loved it so much.
Let's see.
Just cut the tops off and kind of clean them out.
Yeah, We're gonna cut off the tops of the bell peppers. Don't throw them away because we're gonna reuse them. But we are going to hollow them out, take out all the seeds, and we're gonna fill them up with our little mixture that we have.
Quinoa's getting there. You see it? You can see it's starting to kind of, almost looks like it's sprouting.
We are pressing our garlic, so it's relatively easy. You peel off as much skin as possible from your garlic, put it on your cutting board, get the flat side of your knife, put it on top, apply some pressure, and then your skin from the garlic should be easily removable.
Quinoa's almost done, actually.
Oh, nice. And while that's still cooking, we can also get started with our bell peppers.
Sure.
And if possible, try to get your bell peppers as flat at the bottom as possible so that they stay upright. If your bell pepper doesn't stay upright and it kind of topples, you can always, well, let me show you. Actually, if it doesn't stand up on its own, always grab your knife and just make it as flat as possible. So that way it stands up on its own.
Quinoa's almost done. This might be done. So we're gonna take this out and add the turkey.
Maybe one yellow and one orange,
Sure.
and then 2 greens.
Is green your favorite?
I prefer red, but I like green too as well. True New Mexican. Both red, red and green.
Red and green. Yep. Exactly.
I do have some red bell peppers, but I don't think we have enough of our mixture to stuff all of them.
Sure. So once this is done, we're gonna add the turkey.
Yeah, we're
We're
gonna
gonna take
add.
this out of the pan, right?
Yeah, we'll take out the spinach and the mushrooms from the pan itself,
Okay.
and then we're gonna add a little bit more olive oil, some more of our Burberry spice mixture, and a little bit more of the cayenne pepper and some black pepper too as well.
Sounds good. So this looks pretty good.
Yeah, I think that should be good enough.
Okay. So the mushrooms have kind of cooked and gotten kind of golden brown. And the spinach is past wilted. It's kind of concentrating its flavor. Roll. So same story with the oil and the seasoning, right? Just like we did the mushrooms.
Yeah, gonna go ahead and add another quarter cup of olive oil. Do 2 more teaspoons of our spice mixture. The only things that we are going to add to this is we're going to do a 1/4 teaspoon of our cayenne pepper. And then we're going to also add a 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. And then you're going to cook the turkey itself until it's brown. Yeah, that's great.
I like to just kind of season as I go because it really helps the flavor develop. To put your salt in at an earlier time. That way, as it's cooking and as the ingredients are kind of working together, your salt will help that flavor develop.
I know I did mention this toward the beginning of our presentation, but we do have the book I got this recipe from. It's called Sea Salt and Honey. It is available for checkout through the library first thing Monday, because I got to return it back to the library. But over this past few months, we've actually expanded our cookbook section of our nonfiction area. So we have some incredible books by some amazing people. So we just recently purchased this cookbook by Drew Barrymore, Rebel Homemaker. So we have this one available for checkout too as well. Wonderful book. And then we also have Food Between Friends with Jesse Tyler Ferguson, as well as Julie. I'm not going to pronounce your last name, Julie. Yeah, it's too difficult for me to say. So yeah, we have all these great cookbooks available through the library. You can have them check them out, have them for about 5 weeks, and then bring it back to the library when you're done. But we are going to cook the turkey until it's browned and almost ready to go. And then once the turkey is almost done, if you haven't done it already, make sure you press your garlic, because we're going to add the garlic next to this too as well.
You add it to the turkey?
Yeah, we're going to add the garlic to the turkey. Make sure I don't add the skin. And while that's So we're gonna actually get, it's up to what kind of onion you want. We're gonna be using a yellow onion today. I myself prefer yellow onions when I'm cooking. So it's all about what you prefer. And we are going to peel off the outer layer of the onion. Hopefully it doesn't make me cry. And then with your onion, you're gonna go ahead and chop it up. Because we gotta add our onion to our turkey mixture that we have. And it does call for diced, so I am gonna cut it in one direction, not like bam. And then we're gonna switch directions. And then just cut up this onion.
Good in here.
Alright.
Got it?
Yeah, and we're gonna let the garlic cook with the turkey for about 2 minutes. And then after the 2 minutes, you're gonna go ahead and add the onions.
Sounds good?
Yeah. I think it should be good enough.
Adding onions, so I am gonna add just a tiny bit more salt.
And that's actually perfect because it asks for another half teaspoon of salt at this point.
Go.
And at this point, we do want to have this cook for about 2 to 5 minutes or until your onions are translucent. Oh yeah. Actually, this book first. I know we have a lot of great cookbooks. This one's one of my favorites, the Unofficial Hocus Pocus Cookbook. It is available for checkout through the library. And if you have any questions for how to do it through our curbside services, you're more than welcome to give us a phone call, visit us in person. We are open Monday through Friday from 10 to 5, and then we offer curbside services during that time, and Saturdays between 12 and 4. For those of you that remember or are new to our channel, we had Dr. Lisa Platero Brown do a baking demonstration for us back in November for Native American Heritage Month. We do have 2 copies of her book in circulation, and you're more than welcome to check it out. This is a signed copy of her book that she donated to the library. So going back to our cooked turkey, again about 2 to 5 minutes of cook time. And then once that's done cooking, we're going to go ahead and add it to our spinach and mushrooms.
Right. Our quinoa's done. It's done.
Oh yeah, and the quinoa is done too. So about, again, 15-20 minute cook time for the quinoa. Actually, we're gonna leave the turkey in the pan. We're gonna add the spinach and mushrooms into the pan, the quinoa into the pan, and let all of that cook together. well, or turn off the heat and let that cook together.
Get to know each other, right? Put everything together. Probably can. Is that alright?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're gonna go ahead and add the quinoa straight into the pan. Can remove the heat too as well. And then we're also gonna top it off with spinach and mushrooms.
Beautiful.
And we're actually gonna let that simmer. The heat is off. We're gonna let all that cook together, and then we're gonna get our baking dish ready too as well.
This might be a good time to just give it a taste too.
Oh yeah.
Right? See if it needs anything or if we're on the right track. Let me grab you a spoon. See what you think.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. What you think?
That is really delicious. Sorry, it's the cayenne and paprika. I like green chili. That's a little spicy for me too. But I think once all that's fully incorporated, we can go ahead and add them to our bell peppers. Okay, I think I'm fine.
All right. How do you want to do it?
How do we want to do
Should
it?
we put it in the bowl and then dip it from the bowl?
I think so. I do have an extra spoon right here,
Okay.
in here too as well.
Right.
But at the same time, we're also gonna coat the bottom of our baking dish with a little bit of olive oil too as well. Maybe more than that.
It's really pretty with the spinach.
Okay. If you like to take that spoon, I'll take the big spoon.
Sure.
And then we can just dish it into our bell peppers.
Okay.
Kind of pack it inside. And then once you've done that, you can go ahead and put it into your baking dish. Sorry, I'm in the way.
Yeah, these hold a lot.
Alright, and then, I don't know if you want to zoom in on this. But now that we have our stuffed peppers, we're going to put this in the oven for an hour or until the bell peppers themselves start to get wrinkled and let it cook. And your oven is going to be set to 400 degrees. So we're going to go ahead and let that cook. And then we're actually going to want to hand you a few more books. We have a lot of books in our cooking area. So these are some of more cookbooks that we recently purchased. It's Anthony Porowski from the new Queer Eye series. So we have Anthony in the kitchen and Anthony Let's Make Dinner. Again, we have all these books available for checkout through our library. And then we got the recipe from Sea Salt and Honey, which is Greek-inspired dishes. And this dish itself is located on page 189, and it does come with a very lovely picture. When you do this at home, if you like to take a picture of your final product, post it on your personal social media platform, and then tag us, comment, let us know, send us a picture, send it in the mail, send it through our DMs, however you would like to get it to us. Send us a picture of your final product. I'm not going to try to keep you here for an hour, but we're going to go ahead and clean up our space. See if I missed anything. I would like to say a very huge thank you to Meredith for helping us today and having us here at the community pantry, using the kitchen itself. And thank you for weighing in on your cooking expertise for today too as well. Let's see. Oh, and we are going to be partnering up with the community pantry for future events for the rest of 2022. So be sure to be on the lookout for that too as well. A replay of our live stream will be available on our YouTube channel. So if you missed out on the live part of this, you can always rewatch the replay too as well. We do have the recipes available for curbside requests. So if you want a copy of the recipe and you can't actually get the book from us, we are more than willing to give you the recipe.
Awesome.
It has all the quantities for the food itself, the instructions, how to do everything from start to finish. And then, if anyone is interested in gardening, we have a repository of seeds available through the seed library. We have been given a generous donation of seeds from the garden, the Hope Garden here at the pantry too as well. Do you want to tell a little bit more about the garden?
Yeah, so we have a community garden program where we have boxes that are available to the community. When our growing season starts, April to usually it's October. We save our own seeds here, and we also have hoop houses that we raise organic fruits and vegetables in, and we're able to sell those to the public. We take EBT SNAP benefits. We also participate in the Double Up Food Bucks program, which is really cool.
Wow.
Yeah. We also have, like we talked about earlier, a community composting. We have a big compost site where we try to, because we're a food pantry, sometimes we get in some produce and other things that maybe aren't the best quality. So we utilize our compost there. We also have a compost site over by our garden boxes for community members to bring their own compost. And right now we're working on curriculum about composting and why we add what to it, that will also be available to the public.
And I don't know a whole lot of composting. Is there common household items that can be composted?
Yes, there are common like vegetable scraps, like something like this. You know, obviously you could still eat this, but if there are little scraps of this is perfect. We don't accept anything that has already been cooked because of the fat content in it. So we're looking for kind of like raw vegetable scraps. We also take coffee grounds. We love coffee grounds. Coffee grounds are really, really great for the soil. There's a couple other things too that we'll get. You know, we're working on getting a list together so that it's easier for the public to understand.
And do we have any questions from the audience? No? Any comments from the audience? A few comments? Oh, just a bunch of thumbs ups and
Great.
high fives, and we love the library. Yeah, great. Well, I think that's going to be it for our live stream today. I know it's kind of fast paced and a lot to digest and take in. So again, we do have the recipes available for curbside if you would like to request for that. It is available through our websites, or you're more than welcome to give us a phone call too as well. And then, like I said, in the package, you'll receive the instructions, the recipe, the quantity for the ingredients too as well. And then, if you would like to check out the book, we have the book too as well. But on the behalf of the Octavia Fallon Public Library, as well as the Community Pantry,
Yes.
thank you for joining us today, and we hope to see you next time.
Yay!